I'm just wondering if I want to start moving these laws, if I want to do the agnatic cognatic. He's not had any daughters. The only one he had has died. She was a brilliant orator, crikey. And you've had one. Hasn't really mattered. The only thing is, does this allow counsellors, female counsellors? Let's just save the game and find out. The principle of cognatic succession is to allow female children of a monarch to succeed to the throne if there are no valid male heirs. This can affect the perceived legitimacy of a dynasty, but will greatly decrease the chances of a failed succession. Doesn't seem to affect my legitimacy at all. And has in fact made my next ruler even more legitimate. Oh, that's because he has no pretenders. Oops. Nope, still male only. So that is literally just for the succession, you were right. So I guess it's just entirely dependent on your culture if you can have female counsellors or not. That's a hell of an advantage for the Iberian and British nations. Your leaders have 0 skill in one of the regions. Yeah, I know. Well, 5. My leaders have had like 0 or 1 civic for as long as I can remember. Like, their civic skills have been atrocious. And this current king and his father are probably 2 of the worst. Yeah, I know you can activate at the game start. I was just wondering if you could change it later in the game. As a law, you know, as progression. Doesn't seem to be, though. So the other thing that we want to do is change to infrastructure policy, which will increase the population growth, which is cool. Build cost goes up, but then again, we're rich, so I don't really care. And then the other one was transaction tax or public notaries. Or the commerce income. Let's get the infrastructure policy in. Reduces our tax rate, but that's fine. It may be a significant investment, but the improvements offered by a detailed program of public works, including sanitation, living conditions, and meeting places, will boost growth in urban centres. And then after this, I think I'm going to change to transaction. I'm really not sure about reducing the loyalty of governors. That one sounds like it could be too hefty of a problem. What was this? This was oratory. Tribute income. Monthly loyalty. That's just for anyone. And improve opinion maximum. So the patrocinium could be quite nice. Let me just double check, actually. Governors. Do I have any loyalty problems with governors? No, not really. No. But still, 0.05 is a big debuff. I mean, these guys, half of them are devout. And I can just bribe them if I need to. The question is, do I really want another 10% income? Pannonia needs a new ruler. Slave happiness, freeman output. Freeman output. Vistula. Oh, but if I replace Vistula, then I'm going to have to redo all of your policies. Oh, I really hope they change how policies work. I don't like this current system. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about Freeman output 5%. It's basically 5% more manpower. Let's just put you in charge. What are provincial armies? Okay, so you can assign troops to a different region. So our realm is split into these regions. These are just set. You can't modify them. Every region has a governor. Note, regions have governors. Provinces don't. So the region of Vistula is made up of these provinces, and each of these provinces will have the same governor. See? Same guy. And part of the problem with provinces is they each have a loyalty, and it's very easy to have disloyal provinces, and one of the most powerful tools for increasing the loyalty of a province is by giving governors a garrison, and that's what these guys are. So I have these stacks of just 10,000 troops, and then I press this button up here, so you can attach it to the region, and if you do that, then it will reduce the unrest for every single city in that region. The more troops you give them, the more the unrest goes down, though 10,000 seems to be a perfectly fine number. I use light infantry because they suffer less attrition, so they have less problems with province weight. More of an issue early on, not so much at this point. But yeah, just giving every single region a personal garrison really buffs up their unrest. Sorry, really buffs their unrest reduction, meaning that you have basically no problems with unhappy provinces. It's a really powerful tool. You do obviously have to pay those armies, which is another reason to use light infantry, because they're cheap. Do I have a favourite region or culture group to play as? Only tried as Rome so far, can't give mine, unfortunately. I really like the Langobards. I like the Migratory tribes. I think the Migratory tribes are more interesting to me because there's like a progression throughout the game. It's another Livonian civil war. Bloody hell, guys. That's what, 6 today? So the Langobards are cool because they start as a migratory tribe, then you migrate to wherever the hell it is that you want to be, then you settle, and then once you're settled, you can work on the path to either becoming a republic or a monarchy, and then from one of those you can become a more advanced republic or monarchy. So it just has a really nice progression throughout the entire game, whereas playing as somebody like Rome, you're already kind of a end game tag, or end game government. I find switching governments a lot more interesting than I'm finding switching tags, for example. So I really like the migratory tribes. There's just a lot more stuff you could do. Excessive number of civil wars? What is this? Rome? If you have multiple children, do the ones who aren't your designated heir become pretenders? Yes. Yes, they do. So this is my eldest. This is my second eldest. This is the kid of my eldest son, and then that's their second kid. And then you can see how far up in the succession they are by those points. It's like the eldest gets 1,000, the child of the eldest gets 900, the second son of my current ruler, 999, and then the son of my heir, the second son of my heir is 899, and then you can have other supporters also further modify this. But at the moment, everyone in my realm is supporting my primary heir. So he's going to be extremely high legitimate when he takes power, and everyone likes him. Macedon owns Venetia. Macedon beat Rome! I'm not surprised by this, actually. Macedon's military is scary. Rome did lose about 200 cohorts in that war, and Macedon's lost about 300. I wonder if Macedon's using levies. Because that's the thing I can do now. I have another clicky button. This one, raise levies. Cost me 52 power to do, and I gain 10 units of light cavalry if I do it. I think that is dependent on where we do it. 11 units. Okay, so it's always light cavalry, which is insane. I wonder what determines the type. And then the population in that province. Oh, you can do it once per province. So the number of cities in that province determines the number of troops you get. And those are light infantry. Those are light cavalry. Like, it must be cultural, because I think the culture down here is different. They're not Swabian yet. Yeah, the war between Rome and Macedonia is really good. Constantinia, also really interesting, and then Dubonia. There's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great powers. 6, Carthage. Egypt isn't really. That's actually 2 nations here. And Moria hasn't been for a while. Phrygia, possibly. Seleucids has just imploded for the 2nd time this game. Yeah, I'd say it's us 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe there's more. Maybe it's based on pop type. I don't think so. Because it's provincial. You can't really determine the pops in a province, only in a city. Waiting for someone to do a Scythian campaign. I'd love to see someone how someone else does it. I think Aldrihil's doing Scythia. No, he's doing Parthia. I think I would wait for more land to open up before doing another migratory. Like, hopefully add some more land up here. And the other thing is for AI migratory tribes to actually migrate. I don't think they do at the moment, which is a bit weird. They colonize, but they don't migrate. Okay, we're finally gaining manpower now, which is nice. Almost 1,500 a month. How much manpower does Thrace actually have now? Oh, Pops rather, 1,700. What was I? 3,000. 4,000 now. Hello. 6,000, 5,000. These guys are still very technologically superior to me. Oh no, Thrace isn't. I'm ahead of Thrace. I'm 3 techs ahead of them now. Hell yeah! Right, I do, however, want to raise some more legions, I think. Oh, and one of my legions, that would be you, has too few troops. So I want 2 more champions for you. And I also... 8 champions and 6 heavy cav for another stack. One of the guys in Arumba's multiplayer on YouTube is doing Scythia. Oh, that's the one with Lambert, isn't it? Lambert, Arumba. I don't remember who the other 2 are. One thing that would be really cool to see is a mod or additional start date, the late Roman period. I really want that. I do. And yeah, that's fine. Johann's given very alternating stances on that, because when I asked him about that at ParadoxCon last year, he said he has absolutely no plans to do that, because he says it's no fun. It's only fun to build empires up, not to watch them fall. It's not fun to play a failing empire, which I fundamentally disagree with. Like, that's the entire interest to me in Attila, for example. Attila Total War. But apparently on stream since, he said that he would like to do that, so we shall see. And if mods do it, then fantastic. I think I'd kind of like to see is Europa Universalis with the Imperator setup. Because I think that colonization using this system would be really cool. Like, imagine the migratory tribes in North America actually using these mechanics to migrate around. And then colonization and stuff, which is the literal movement of people from the old world to the new. I think that would be really cool. Okay, so Okrima Geroldus has now taken the throne. We lost some stability, but that's fine, we can just get it back. Killed in a freak accident at the age of 70. Totally not assassinated. And now we have some more successors. So the eldest son, the 3445, is probably the most capable person that we've had in the family for a long time. Would be the next in line. And we do need to give them a position in our government. And in fact, we need to choose who our royal tutor is going to be. 558, 60 loyalty, 87 loyal. Not very good. Not very good. Yeah, I think you are the best option. So let's bribe you. Then give you the job. Then select you. Oh, I can't. There's no educate heir. Huh. I was like, why have all of my armies just lost their commanders? But they haven't, actually. I just need to deselect you, and... you. And have you just merge up somewhere on the road. This will do. And you... no, not you. You... well, bugger. That one heavy infantry is going to slow you down. Please be the infantry, please be the infantry, damn it. Oh, that costs 50 as well. Why does everything cost oratory? Did I manually promote pops or use governor policies? Mix of both. I loved the dwarf campaign because it felt like a failing empire. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like I said, I really liked the Attila Total War game because playing as Western Rome is the most fun I've had in Attila ever. It was great. And I think that's kind of shown because it's my longest running series ever on YouTube. It's like 200 episodes or something crazy. And the dwarf campaign on the Total War Warhammer was also really good. And yes, I agree, same reason. It was like an empire on the verge of collapse. Teetering on the edge of the abyss. And any other way of dramatizing that you want to do. What do we want to get? Experience decay reduction. By taking an active role in ensuring the more experienced veterans are placed alongside the newer recruits, we will ensure the valuable skills and knowledge retain their value for much longer. And we have a new host. And we have a new commander who's rather good. And he's so good, I might want to put him into government. Yeah, I think I will. Makes the mercenaries that much cheaper. Put you in command of the army. Another cool thing is the Master of the Guard, as of... it's either the next patch... or Pompey, I'm not sure which, will affect your assassination chances. So the better you're Master of the Guards, the less likely you are to be assassinated. It's amazing that that's not a thing right now, but it's being added. Or your bodyguard if you're a tribal. Tensions have been growing between the Swabian colonists and the locals in Ebidorum. The locals claim that our settlers are rejecting local traditions and power structures, so... my governor gains loyalty, we gain freemen, we get a bunch of unrest. Or the opposite. No, we're definitely supporting the Swabian interests. Oh, and we have 50 oratory again. So hopefully we can reward your... veterans? No, can't do it for another 2 years. Irritating. Ah, yes, and you're supposed to be building roads, aren't you? Please do continue with that. I'd like to get a road up to here at the very least. If it's even possible to, like, bridge this gap. I'm not sure there's going to be. It's not fun to play a failing empire. I also disagree with that statement. Then again, half of my own empire runs in any strategy game turns into playing a falling empire because I'm just that bad. Aww. Have I played around with migratory units? If you add a single one to an army, you get mill access everywhere and don't get exiled for build declaring war. That seems horribly exploity, so not the type of thing I like to do. But I'd like to play more with migratories in the future. Like, is it possible to add a migratory tribe to a province you already own? I think so. Is it possible to drop a migratory tribe on land somebody else owns, or negotiate for that territory? I think it is too, but I have not played with that. I think it's fun to repair a failing empire back to its former glory. It's not fun playing a failing empire that you created and therefore failed yourself. True. That's an important distinction. My first run took lots of territory for Rome, then they all rebelled. Failing by not really knowing the mechanics. I mean, yeah, that is one bad thing. Do roads provide bonuses besides movement? I don't think so, but the movement bonus they provide is huge. Like, your troops will move really fast along them. And considering the size of this nation, I kind of need them. Because I did have one war where I was fighting against Verinia up there. At the same time, Thrace declared war. So my legions basically had to go from here and race down to this side and fight against Thrace. And we won the war, basically because of those roads. That's also why I'm leaving my troops on the road, kind of in the middle of the country, so they can respond to a threat in either direction. And why I have roads like leading out to here. Although the main thing is the north-south road. And also why the battles here in the mountains were so important, because they were trying to cut off my road access to my southern forts. They failed. These roads are getting done really fast. Which is cool. But now for the real test, whether we can build a road across here. That's what I'm very curious about. Yes, you can! Really? Oh, this I have to see. Like, I'm guessing you can't road between these. Or am I going to be building the Oresund Bridge, like, 1500 years early? Across this. Well, I guess it could just be a ferry. Yeah, that's probably just a ferry. Amusing, though, still. Because across the actual rivers, they do build bridges. Find another one like that. But across here, not. It would be cool if there was like a little ferry dock and then a boat coming across every now and then. Like Total War Warhammer does that. Why can't this? Want to build a road from Calabria to Messina in Sicily. You can build those crossings. Oh, interesting. Because that's across... yeah. Fair enough. How much is the next military tradition going to be? 720. Alright, so I would say that your road is pretty much done. I don't think I can be bothered to build it right up to that fort. I would say all of that is pretty well fortified now, so let's send you back down to... That's the navy. Let's send the army. Hello, army. Hi. Yes, hello. Back down to here somewhere. Let's put you here. Would have loved just a long bridge, but Trajan's bridge to shame. It would have been cool. Still 66. Need to wait for 67 before I can try to get rid of the swordsman again. I'm irritated that he got those troops somehow. No, that's... Oh, of course, this needs a new name too. I was like, that's a war host? Why does the war host suddenly have, like, experienced troops? Maharo. There we go. How old are you? 59. You'll probably be kicking around for a bit longer, considering how long people tend to live in this game. Oh no, they're fighting Langobardia. Fake Langobardia. Oh, that's true. Now that Verinia no longer exists, you're independent. I find it surprising how long people live in this game. I figured most would be dead by 60. I'm a little surprised by that too. Sun Lake loses popularity. I lose 700 ducats, or we flog him. I'm not flogging my bodyguard. That seems like it would be counter-constructive. Have I heard about Methuselah? You guys just cannot catch a break. One civil war after another. Marshal 19. Mangonel +2 siege engineers. Supply limit +25%, fort defense +20. These are hugely powerful. These are like double what they usually are. Am I ahead of time or something? Yeah! 69 years ahead of time. I was thinking these must be like late Roman. Like Roman Empire stuff. 39 years. 39 years. These are all 39. So me, who is still technologically backward, am 69 years ahead of time. Yeah, the tech system in this game definitely needs a revisit. These guys are tech 23. That's 4 ahead of me. What year are we BC? We are in 88 BC. So we're actually getting quite close to Roman Empire. But they have said that they're going to rejig how tech works. For a start, they're going to add the behind tech bonus, just like Europa Universalis Force, so it kind of balances out if you are really far behind. And technologies, I think, in general are going to be made more expensive. And there were 1 or 2 other changes, but I can't remember offhand what they were. It was all in the dev diary. Which is actually a really good one. Let's see if I can find it real quick and link it. Imperator Rome dev diary. There we are. That does not feel like it was the most recent. And by that I mean it's definitely not the most recent. That hasn't been updated either. Grrr. Yeah, there it is. Boop. Yes, they've slowed down technologies from 15 to 20 years base time. They've added the behind time tech bonus if you're behind the times, in order so that they try to balance out at a certain point. And they've made the ahead of time penalty a multiplier on tech speed, rather than it just being a straight up ahead of time penalty. I don't exactly understand that sentence, I'll need to see how that works. And also, they actually made a mistake. They said under governors, one thing that was completely missed when developing the game was an aspect of the governor's attribute matter. It does actually matter. It modifies the policies. But now it also increases the output of your... output of the cities. Which seems like that's going to be a huge bonus. That patch is months away. Maybe. I have a feeling that this was Demetrius. I think that this is the stuff which is going to be in the next patch, which is sometime this week. Then Pompey is what they were talking about previously, which is the bigger stuff like the naval changes. I think that this is the stuff that's going to be this week. Should you be promoting all tribesmen as Rome? Yes. Pompey was said to be before summer holidays, so late June. Well, they told me June. I'm still a little baffled by that. In the embargo emails, they told us, like, we were expecting to do a big patch in June. Okay. Am I allowed to talk about this, or am I not? I mean, now apparently they've been talking about it on stream and they've actually announced everything officially. I'm like, okay, less of a problem, but, okay. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop this stream here, because I am flagging, and I am flagging hard. Scottish Wolf, I know you just appeared here, but I'm going to stop here, I'm sorry. Too many early mornings, early afternoons. I don't really do mornings. Too many other things going on. So yes, I'm going to stop this stream here. I know it's an hour early, I apologise for that. I also don't know if I'm going to continue this series. I've got to admit, like, this entire stream, the last 3 hours, I've done nothing. I'm just kind of letting time pass because it takes so long to recover from wars. So maybe we'll start another nation next time. Have a bit of an explore around, try someone new. I really want to play as Athens, but I don't want to do that until the naval update is out. I've done the Migratory now. Maybe I'll try and play something in Gaul, something with a little bit more diplomatic stuff going on, because we've completely ignored diplomacy in this game because we were so isolated for so much, and then by the time we weren't isolated, we were just bigger than everyone else. So I think, yeah, we'll call it there. I'll also see who else is streaming. That is a good point. We should be continuing the raiding. The little Greek colonies are fun. Again, I want to do the Greek colonies, and they're mostly tend to be naval when the naval update is out. Like, we'll really go hard for the naval stuff at that point. Let's see who else is streaming this. Ooh, I'm the top streamer. Yay. Yeah, Chief Code Red seems good. We'll go and raid them. I know he was watching the stream earlier, so we're going to head over here. Say hello from Mordred Viking. If you have the horns, throw up the horns too. /raid. Yeah, cool. So head on over there, say hello from Mordred Viking, throw in some Viking raid, just like this if you have access to them. Throw in the horns, which is how this works. Like so. I do have a YouTube channel, as Marshall has just been saying. If you want to see the beginning of this series, you can find that at youtube.com/MordredViking. I do also have a Patreon if you want to support the channel that way, or you can, of course, become a subscriber here on Twitch. Finally, I have a Discord, which you can find at the Discord link, which I think Marshall has already posted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. If you want to come join our community, it's always lovely to see some new faces there, so you should totally come join us. Haven't done it yet, Wolf5. Wait until it actually flips over when I press the raid now. Also, Marizzi, thank you very much for the follow. Right, I will be back again tomorrow, 5 o'clock PM. Probably doing Ultimate General instead of the scheduled Total War Warhammer, because like I said, we have plans, but I don't want to do that right now. So yeah, Ultimate General tomorrow, and then more Imperator after that. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.